Okay, so I'm making this video to show you how to properly set up a turntable. Um, Ideally, Techniques SL1200 or similar type of turntable, but any turntable really has the same basics, so you should be able to use this. I've noticed that a lot of people have made guides on how to do this, and for some reason, nobody has made a guide that, in my opinion, actually illustrates all the important points of um, setting up a turntable. So I guess this is my attempt at it. Hope you enjoy. Thanks. So we're gonna be looking at the different parts of the turntable, so you know what I'm talking about. This might seem kind of dumb to you. This is the slip mat or the mat, and it sits on top of the platter, which is the part that spins. And that is the tone arm, and that is the head shell with a cartridge and stylus under it, or mounted to it rather. There are other types of cartridges as well. Some of them have the head shell integrated and don't need to be mounted on a head shell, like this Ortofan Concord I have here. Um, has no stylus, whatever. Okay, so let's take a look at some of the other stuff. That is the cueing lever. It raises or lowers the tone arm, and that is kind of the clip. It holds the tone arm in place. That is the anti-skate, and for the purposes of this, you want it at 0. Okay, I am currently playing with the vertical tracking angle adjustment, VTA adjustment. Um, it raises or lowers the entire tone arm assembly. The most important part of this whole thing is the counterweight. Here I have Techniques counterweight, and you'll see that it's got numbers on it, and the dial with the number part kind of spins, but the whole thing kind of spins as well. You'll see why it does that later. Okay, so first of all, you want to remove the platter, so go ahead and do that. We're going to mount this cartridge. It is a Stanton 680 V3 cartridge. It's a very nice cartridge for DJing purposes. It also has good upgrade options for hi-fi. And we're just going to screw it in. Okay, there we go. It's attached. So what you're going to watch me do is I'm going to balance the tone arm. Basically what you want to do is you want to get the tone arm to balance, which means that the counterweight has to be screwed in and out to be at a position where it completely balances the weight of the cartridge. It's just like seesaw, you know. So if the cartridge side is too light, then you have to screw the counterweight in. And if the cartridge side is too heavy, you have to screw the counterweight out so that it exerts more weight. Okay? And eventually, you're going to find a point where the whole thing, if you let go, balances perfectly. I can do it pretty quickly, but just work slowly and make sure you don't damage the stylus by letting it hit the turntable or anything like that. Okay? So now that you balance the tone arm, you want to set the plastic ring at 0. You're not actually moving the counterweight. You place the platter, and I'm going to put my rubber mat because that's what I normally use. Now, if you have a cartridge like the Concord Gold that I showed you earlier, then you're done, really. And you can skip forward, but if you have something that mounts on a head shell, you should keep watching. Okay, so this is the Techniques bare-walled arc protractor that I printed out from vinylengine.com. The link will be in the description so you can check there. This is a Stanton, but it pretty much has the same tone arm as a Technique, so I can use the same one. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to align this thing. Okay? First of all, before you do anything, you want to give it about 0.75 grams on the counterweight. Turn the whole thing, not just the plastic dial, or that will mess things up and not accomplish anything. So what you're trying to do is we're trying to align the cartridge in such a way that when you place the platter at a certain point, you can get the the stylus, the tip of the stylus, to trace the same arc as the one that is drawn on this protractor. Now, I just want to stress how important it is that you print this out at 100% in Adobe. Sometimes it tries to resize it, and if you do that, then that's going to mess things up. What you're seeing is my somewhat pathetic attempt at trying to loosen the head shell screws a little bit for the purposes of the demonstration. You're not trying to unscrew it, you're just trying to loosen it just a little bit so that you can wiggle this. And if you think I'm doing a bad job, you should try doing it with one hand. Try unscrewing something with one hand. It's harder than it looks. Okay. So, yeah, I'm right-handed. Sorry, this is a little bit boring. And I'm in my socks, and I know you can see all this. Whatever. And, alright, I probably should have edited this part. But since I haven't, you get to watch me do this. Normally I'm a lot faster. Okay, now you can see that I've gotten it such that I can wiggle the cartridge in and out a little bit, but when I let go, it stays. Okay? Alright, so here you see what it should look like when you're basically done. At the grids, you want the stylus to line up with the line going through the middle. By doing so, your stylus will be parallel to the grooves at those points so that it minimizes distortion. When you're done, make sure that you tighten all the screws on the head shell, and then you can turn the counterweight a little bit more. To do so, you should consult the manual for your stylus and see what their recommended range is. I'm going to go with 2.5 grams here. And you can apply a little bit of anti-skate if you want. As you can see, I have flipped the record over and I've placed the stylus on the record. We're going to adjust the VTA now by turning that little dial at the bottom. Your turntable might not have it. Basically what you're trying to do is you're trying to get the tone arm itself to be completely level with the surface of the turntable when the needle is resting on the record. And now I've accomplished that. And so I will turn the record player on. And let's see how it sounds. Okay, so now you know how to set up a turntable properly. Really, in the end, it should only take you 2 to 3 minutes. And once you have the head shell set up like that, with the cartridge, then you really never have to touch it again. Because I like to have one head shell for every cartridge. And I think most people do as well. So, yeah. And now the last step is, you just put on your favorite record. And enjoy it. I guess that's all what it's all about, right? And hopefully with this proper alignment, you're gonna find that the sound quality is better, and if the sound quality is better, then the vinyl is probably your favorite hobby if you're anything like me. So hopefully that will make things better. Okay, have a nice day. This is Paul. Thanks for watching my video. Bye bye.